Okay, we're going to check our cylinder head, make sure it's flat. Best way to do that is take a flashlight and a straight edge like this and look and see if you have light showing through, which I can't see any. Go do that all the way down. I would do that there, 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 and there, right? To make sure it's flat. Then I'm going to take one like this, do the same thing. If you do get a cylinder head cracks, it's typically going to be between, say, a head bolt hole to a valve. It's going to be where it's thinnest. The other thing you could do is check it with a die check. They have some different dies. Magnaflux is another way. Another thing you may do, you can see we're at 0 on our dial indicator there. We can check our valve recess. Basically what that is I zero this, make sure it's flat, and then I'm going to move it over here. And I'll see how much it moves. So it moved about 44 thousandths valve recession on that one. I'd move it over to this one, zero it again, move it over. I've got about 43 thousandths valve recession there. What causes valve recession is from too stiff of valve springs. A lot of your natural gas engines that burn so lean it'll actually beat the valve seats into the head. On a natural gas engine you end up doing overheads a lot because they run so lean. But anyways, that's basically what you'd check on a cylinder head. We could check our intake and exhaust ports for flatness too if we had some issues with that. Most of the time if you have a problem with a head like this, you're just going to get a reman nowadays. So it's flat. We're going to flip it back down so that, watch your fingers, so we can get in there. We need to go through and clean all these holes out. Okay, we're going to check our cylinder block deck to make sure that it's flat. Good to reuse. The same thing with this. Put a straight edge across here, and then we take a flashlight, and anywhere we see light coming up, this one's nice and flat. That's the place I would get a feeler gauge up and check it. So I check it there if I had all the liners out. Check it there, and then check that. Same thing with a flashlight. Like I said, if it were out of whack, I would get a feeler gauge out and check it. The other thing we need to check is our cylinder liner protrusion. You can see that that's zeroed. Basically, I'm going to this lip here, and my spec is 1 to 4 thousandths. That's about 3. Check it there. Check it there. Check that one there. That's about 2. That's about 2. Same thing here. I'm going to check it there. About 1 thousandth there. About 1 thousandth there. 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 And there. I'm not doing this completely correct though. What you want to do is get a couple of bolts, and usually some fat washers work, and you want to bolt it down in at least 2 places to hold those down, because they will kind of spring up on you. So that's how you check liner protrusion. The spec is 1 to 45 10,000ths, so you've got about 3.5 thousandths difference, and you don't want any more than 1/1000 between any 2 adjacent cylinders, and no more than 3.5. Let's say this one was at 1, this could be at 4.5, but no more. So that's a real critical thing. If it's not right, basically what will happen is the pistons will hit the head, because this spaces the piston away. You can also see right here, this is a valve recess. That's how close the valves are when they open. So like I say, that's pretty critical measurement. Okay, I'm going to put the cylinder head on. These gaskets are pretty important that they get put on correctly. This is the fire ring right here. The rest of this is made out of some different materials, copper and graphite and all kinds of things. It only goes on one way. So I'm going to put it on and make sure all my holes line up, which they do. And I'm going to go ahead and drop my cylinder head on it. And we want to go down nice and easy. There's a couple of dowels. You don't want to bang it. Bang it, you will ding it up. Go down. And it's set. See, I've got a cat eye up here on the front holding it up. 2-legged chain like this works really good. If you can get it picked straight. Okay, the service manual says it's okay to reuse the head bolts if they measure correctly. The measurement is 6.4 inches. I'm going to use a tape measure, and that comes up close to 6 3/8. So basically what we're doing is we're checking to make sure they're not stretched, and we've got 6 5/16, which is smaller than 3/8, so that one's way good to go. I went through it and checked them all. That's not the most accurate way. It'd be better to get a micrometer, but I went through and checked them all. But you want to make sure it doesn't look like they're neck down or there's a bunch of pitting, things like that on it. I went in and cleaned all the heads off too, and I got some oil on the threads already. I'll go ahead and do under the head, and then we'll torque them. Okay, the procedure goes like this. So we torque them to 111 in a pattern like this, starting in the center, working your way up. Back them off. Okay, now we're going to 85. Make sure they all turn a little bit. If they don't turn, I need to back it off, because that'll get them too tight with our angle. Okay, we're going to go ahead and mark these. We're going to turn them 120 degrees. So there to there to there, there to there. Now, you could do this with an impact gun. It's kind of hard on bolts, so I'm not going to say I recommend it. Okay, I did that one there. Torqued it to 120 degrees. It came up about 208 foot-pounds. So that's well within the capacity of my wrench. 269, yeah, about the same. Okay. Take some of the guesswork out of it. Don't have to be watching so close. You can also check, see what our torque is this way too. And it tells me exactly what I want per degrees, if I went over or under. So there, I went a little high. Went to 123 that time. Right on the money. Right here. Obviously, couldn't use my 3/8 torque wrench for this. It would drastically exceed the capability of it. Oops. I'm gonna go to 110 because I went 10 degrees already. 100. There we go. Like I said, it takes a lot of guesswork out. Marks are a good idea to double check yourself anyhow. Kind of gives you a good workout doing this. Just have to remember to hit the reset button on the tool to start over. It'll keep counting. I don't know how these things do it, but they're pretty slick. They're about double the price of a regular torque wrench, though. Okay, 4 more and we're done. As long as you're within plus or minus 5 degrees, you're typically okay. So if you get a little bit over, it's not the end of the world. Double check all our marks real quick. Looks like they're all lined up. There. There.